press F to pay respects. I mean, wake up. I mean, press square to wake up. Well, okay. I lied to you again. I said we had put our feet on every celestial body, and we have, in terms of, like, actual celestial bodies, but there's a couple fake bodies, artificial, not man-made, nomai-made bodies that we have not yet visited. Okay, we have learned all kinds of fun stuff here. We made it to the Southern Observatory. We got everything we need out of there. We checked out the tornado simulation, so now we know how to get beneath the current in Giant's Deep. We have not yet visited this orbital probe cannon. Should probably do that at some points. There's a gravity cannon. Oh yeah, on Bitter Hollow. It's bitter, I guess. Brittle Hollow. There was a shuttle on the Quantum Moon that we called back there. The shuttle was ridden by a nomai named Solanum, and Solanum's body was not in the shuttle after we recalled it. However, we learned that when we travel to the Quantum Moon, visitors always arrive at the South Pole. Meanwhile, the vessel's warp core broke when the ship crashed into Dark Bramble, and that's why the nomai did not have a warp core and had to try to invent a new one. Well, okay. Let's go after giants deep in the sky here. Should be up behind us somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Getting to Giants Deep is nice and easy. There's no pesky sun in the way. And yeah, you can see the orbital probe cannon broken to smithereens in orbit around Giants Deep. So, let's see what we can see, right? Try not to... Oh, it's so dark back here. We're on the far side of the... We're on the far side of the sun. I can't even see the cannon from here. Okay, no, I can see the purple bit that we want to try to get to. Yeah. This makes sense. Come in from underneath it here. The gravity well on Giants Deep is very, very strong. We're going to want to roll as we come in here. Yeah. Learning to roll like that, ooh, is not a skill that I had my first time through the game. Okay, we followed into the center chamber of the probe cannon. Here we are. Here's a door. Okay, let's match our velocity. Okay. So we've opened up this first door here. Ah. Looks like we have 3 different avenues of exploration here. The first, the launch module. Okay, so we can't get into the launch module, but if you look carefully... Actually, we don't have to look that carefully. We can send the scout in. We can see there's a broken window on the far side. We might be able to get in from outside the probe cannon then. So let's check out this second room. Or I guess this is the first room. This has like one little mark. This is the control module. What can be learned in here? This room looks to be intact, which is always nice to see. Trees detected. We've got oxygen, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Launch module projection stone. Okay. So, they built the cannon here in orbit. They're going to use the cannon to find the eye's precise location. The difficulty was they were going to try to look for the eye visually, but they didn't know what direction to send the probe in. So they built this orbital probe cannon, and there was some discrepancy on how powerful they were supposed to build it. Yeah, they've determined a power setting and are not under any circumstances to go above that power setting. I see, and am I right to think that we will be ignoring that setting? So yeah, the people who built the cannon were afraid the people who programmed the cannon to fire would use way too much power, so they fudged the numbers on their end to make it sound like the cannon wasn't as powerful as it is, so when the people who programmed it to fire overcompensated, they would get the appropriate amount of fire. But the people who were firing the cannon knew that they were going to do that, so they're going to blow all the way past, like turn the knob all the way past 11, so they can get the overclocked level of power that they want. All the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. The probe must travel as fast as it can, as far as it can. That's why they want to use as much power as they can muster. Okay, so the question is though, how did they know where to launch it? This was a projection stone in the launch module. Okay. This is the room with the big hole in the glass in the window. Okay, so we know that the launch module is intact, or it's not intact, I should say. The whole cannon kind of broke apart. Here, let's put this giant steep projection stone. This should just point us back to the construction yard, is my guess. There was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. Hope you're pulling my locomotive limb. I wish I were, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. So yeah, it was a failure. They never actually were able to fire a probe. Whatever power source they were going to use wasn't enough. Oh, but wait a minute. If Idea feels responsible, recall that Idea was one of the Nomai building the Sun Station. Were they going to use the Sun Station to fire the orbital probe cannon? And then if we put the projection stone in over here, it should project us to the construction yard on Giant's Deep. This is kind of a way to point back towards the construction yard if you haven't been there already. Yeah, and I think that this projection stone should also give us the same information over in Giant's Deep, perhaps. We can get to the other side there. Like so. Didn't want to do that. We're just VVVVV right now. That's all that is. Don't worry about it. Alright, so let's activate this and see what good it does us. I mean, the probe did fire. The probe fires at the start of every cycle. We see it every time I wake up. Okay, so this is showing us a projection of... looks like the probe cannon itself. "6 minutes, 34 seconds ago. Request to launch probe received from the Ash Twin project." So the probe launches when it receives information from the Ash Twin project. Cannon aligned with randomly selected probe trajectory. So it's just firing at random. which we can also see at the start of each cycle. When you see the probe cannon explode in the air, it always sends the probe in a different direction. Okay, so yeah, 6 minutes ago, which was right around the time we woke up. I shouldn't wonder. Let's see what other information we can get out of here. The probe cannon has a similar structure to the gravity cannons that we saw. And yeah, you can see it just breaking apart. It received too much power. Orbital probe cannon launch request received. Probe launch successful. Got sent out there. The probe tracking module is receiving data from the probe. So wherever it went, it's sending data back to the tracking module. The structure compromised during launch. Damage to multiple modules detected. Yeah, we saw the launch module is completely destroyed. We can't, it's still there, we just can't get to it from the inside. And then this, what is this projection showing us? This looks like the base of the cannon here. Damage report, structural stress detected, assessing damage to modules. Control module, intact, no damage. Launch module, viewport window fractured. Module exposed to vacuum of space. Probe tracking module missing. Well, who knows where the probe tracking module ended up then? Alright, we gotta get out of here and check out the other module. How did we get in here? Through here. Match velocity in between the two gravity fields. Alright, so just for funsies, because yeah, we looked at the launch module, we saw the big crack in the glass. If we go back out here, yeah, there's a launch module, so there's a third module that's just missing, huh? Is it below me down here? Is it above me up in the... Hey. Yes. Yes, indeed. Probe tracking module. It's just gone. It's just outies. Okay. So I need to get into this module here, which is going to be below the ship. I say below. I mean, all of these directions are just relative. I could probably do a spacewalk from the opening of the probe tracking module, but I think I'd rather just play a little safe here. There we go. Yeah, we can see the... In fact, it's right there. Easy, easy, easy to see. It's match velocity. Let's see if I can't get just right above. Like this. Perfect. Oop. It's fine. There is gravity in here. Alright. This is the launch module. Yeah? They have a probe tracking module stone. Nice. This will tell me something about the tracking module. The probe tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I'm honored and terrified. An appropriate response. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use too much power that it breaks, will you? Fret not. It only needs to fire the probe once. So who minds if it breaks? That's a strange sentence. I would mind, because we won't be capable of retrieving the probe's data if the tracking module is destroyed. Well, it didn't say the tracking module is destroyed, it said it was lost. Which means we're going to have to find it. Let's project to it. See if we can see something about it. Ooh, nice. So it's intact. It's safe. wherever it is. It's somewhere where there's a lot of electricity crackling around it. Do we need to go up to the top here for any reason? Probably not, right? Yeah, there's a whole device up here to track data with one of those purpley balls, but it looks like it's just completely demolished. Excellent. We should be done here. Okay, well, let's poke the iPad, make sure that we are done with the orbital probe cannon. Launch module, control module, probe tracking module. Yeah, we've missed something in the construction yard. We'll have to get back down there at some point. Yeah, this thing breaks apart at the beginning of every cycle, sending a probe out, but they said they only have to launch the probe once. Control module got a request from the Ash Twin project, and whatever power source the Ash Twin project was using links up with the orbital probe cannon. So the two projects are definitely linked somehow. We just don't know how it's powered yet. The launch module was damaged, but the projection pool was intact. And I guess they don't need the launch module after the thing launches, so. The probe cannon, the tracking module, is gone. It looks like the module's underwater. I could see purple electricity outside the viewport. Well, I do know where we might find purple electricity underwater. If we go into the biggest ocean in the solar system. Down we go. You splash into the atmosphere, and then you splash into the ocean below. Terrific. Yeah, you can see the purple electricity crackling down there, but we got to get through this current. However, we know the trick now. All we have to do is find a tornado that goes counterclockwise. There is Glabro's ship. That's a big tornado. In fact, yeah, there's a quantum fluctuation in there inside of this gigantic tornado. Well, we're not here for that just yet. So that one's going clockwise. You find a mystery every time you come back anywhere in Outer Wilds. Like, I'm trying to do something here, man. And you show me a mystery. I need to find one going counterclockwise. This one's going counterclockwise. In we go. I said in we go. Oh, we are flushed. Purple electricity. Well, the problem is the probe tracking module that we saw, the electricity was above it, so we're still not quite deep enough, it looks like. Oh! Damaged electrical systems. Well, that's not good. However, we know how to insulate ourselves from electricity. For the ocean under Giant's Deep contains these awesome jellyfish. Pretty sure we're going to have to just vacate the ship, actually, and not touch the electricity with our body. But if we get in here... This was so scary the first time that I did it. But if we get inside this jellyfish here and up into its head, this rubbery inside of the jellyfish is completely insulated from electricity, as we've known from our good friend Feldspar, who told us as much. So now we just have to wait for the jellyfish to travel down below. Is that it? Are we good? Shoutouts to BT Sierra for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video and you want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave me a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.